Copperfield is the most famous magician in history. Copperfield has openly admitted that spirits are solely responsible for some of his magic. Copperfield has also traveled the world collecting items which people say are haunted. He has spent millions collecting these magic items.
You see, I've been traveling around the world collecting artifacts, items that people say are haunted. They say if you concentrate hard enough, you can awaken the spirits inside these objects and cause the objects to move without explanation. And I brought one of those objects with me tonight. It's that table over there, folks. Pick up the table and bring it down here. And everybody, get down on one knee. Just keep your fingertips lightly in contact with that table. With your eyes right here at the center. Right here at the center of the table. Don't press down. Exactly. We're going to try to concentrate and awaken the spirits inside this table and cause it to rise up into our fingertips. But it's important you follow my instructions exactly. I want you to concentrate right here and very slowly. Stand up in slow motion. Feel it rise. Feel that table rise. Slower, slower. Feel it rise, and it will rise. Yes. Listen carefully now. Lift up both hands. Put them back. Catch it. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Bring it up. Now, this table will do whatever we tell it to do. Table, come this way. Come on, table. Move this way. Come on. If you feel it move, move with it. Back this way. Come on, table. Move this way.
I have an incredible museum of magic that's dealing with all the artifacts of all the great magicians of the past. Their posters, their programs, their books, hundreds of thousands of magic books.
Welcome to my secret, top secret, the International Museum and Library of the Conjuring Arts, with items belonging to Keller, Houdini, Thurston, all the great masters of the past.
I just bought this big magic collection that was about to get split up and kind of either split up or sent out of the country. And one of the first things, one of the greatest things in the collection is this first magic book. And the reason it was written was because it's called The Discovery of Witchcraft. It was written in 1584.
Copperfield founded the International Museum and Library of the Conjuring Arts. The museum comprises approximately 80,000 items of magic history. It is reportedly the world's largest collection of magic memorabilia. Some appraisers have estimated Copperfield's magic collection alone to be worth $500 million. One of the items in the collection treasured by Copperfield is the remaining portion of a house of prostitution. During a storm that swept through the area, the house of prostitution was struck by lightning and all the prostitutes were killed.
The presence of ghosts and spirits have been documented for centuries. In 1931, the Barclay House mysteriously burned to the ground. All of its occupants perished in the fire, but some say they live on.
Do you believe in ghosts? If you don't, before the night's over, we might change your mind. I'm David Copperfield, and welcome to a night of magic. We're going to show you an old newsreel. Back in 1927, the old Barclay House was sold at auction to a stranger, a lady from out of state. Soon the whole town realized the house became home to a number of working girls who were entertaining gentlemen callers in the evening. Barclay House became the local scandal, and none of the townsfolk ever spoke of it, except to curse it. As if their dreams came true, a storm swept through the state, and lightning struck the Barclay House. And the house and all the ladies of the night perished in the fire. All that was left was one piece of the structure, the upper room that somehow escaped the destruction. Well, I was able to get the remains of that room and reconstruct it here on stage with us tonight, just so we could see if anything else survived. We took the actual wood from the Barclay House and built a room that could be opened and closed for examination. And that's just what we're about to do. Our folks from the audience, step right over here. I want you to check out the inside, make sure nothing tricky about it, just a bunch of walls that open and close and nothing more, okay? You see, there are no material objects in the spirit world, so we have to provide the spirits with objects so they can show their presence. Tonight I'm going to be the medium. the go-between between the spirit world and our world. So if anything should take place inside our room, I want you to be sure it's the spirits and not me using any trickery. But it's important that I can't move. You examine the room. Is it free of any trickery? Fine. And after you've done that, check the knots in my back and my neck. Make sure they're still secure. And once you're satisfied, stand outside the room so you can see around the sides and behind, making it impossible for anyone to enter or leave the room. Now, no self-respecting spirit would show themselves in the light, so we're going to create a little darkness with this curtain and see if we can make the spirits manifest themselves inside the room.
Copperfield also calls out to the spirits to take a coat, and the coat is taken instantly from its location and placed on Copperfield's body, even though he can't move his arms and is tied to a chair.
I need you to stand over there, and both of you to step over there. Make sure nothing enters or leaves that room. Our next experiment is very strange. We found that if you close the doors to the empty room and listen carefully, you can hear sounds from inside. Very strange sounds. It's as if the ladies of the house aren't aware that they're dead. Their spirits have been trapped inside all these years, and now they're crying to be free. Let me show you what I mean. Shall we? Everyone be still. These curtains were taken from the house before the fire. They're an item the spirits are familiar with, and we're going to use them to enclose ourselves inside the room. Hold up your hands. We're going to hand you the curtains. Very good. We're going to lift the curtains and try to arouse the spirits. Lift the curtains.
David Copperfield is listed in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most popular solo entertainer in history. He has sold more tickets than any other solo entertainer in history. His world tours and Vegas shows have grossed $4 billion and counting. Copperfield's face is on the postage stamps of 6 different countries. Copperfield's website says, quote, David's proudest achievement, however, is Project Magic, a program that uses magic as therapy in 1,000 hospitals in 30 countries worldwide. Copperfield got involved in magic at the age of 10.
When I did magic, I found I could do it very well.
By age 12, he became the youngest person ever to be admitted to the Society of American Magicians. Copperfield's official website described him as, quote, already an accomplished conjurer by the age of 12. At 16, he was a professor at New York University teaching magic. Copperfield has done many magic acts that have gone down in history as some of the most astounding of all time. In this magic act aired on national television in 2001, Copperfield throws a ball behind his head into the audience. He then asks the woman who got the ball to close her eyes and throw the ball anywhere she wants. She throws the ball, and it is caught by a man. Copperfield then asks that person what his initials are. He says TS.
Do that right now. Brett, say hi to TS.
Hey, TS.
He then tells him to write TS on his arm using a black marker. Copperfield then takes a Polaroid picture of him and some other members of the audience. He then has one of them sign the bottom of the picture. At that point, Copperfield and an audience member get into an exposed thin steel cage, and they disappear right in front of the thousands of audience members. They teleport 4,000 miles away to a beach in Hawaii where they have a live camera set up. Copperfield then shows the audience back in Memphis the Polaroid picture he just took with audience members in Memphis, as well as the TS marking on his arm. Copperfield then teleports back to Memphis, appearing instantly in the midst of the crowd. Copperfield shows some sand he grabbed from the beach during his trip. In the same event in Memphis, Copperfield made a coin fall in slow motion in a person's hand. He also caused a picture to move on paper. Copperfield also levitated audience members during this same show. Over the years, Copperfield has levitated many people.
We floated people outside in broad daylight.
I am too scared. This isn't fun. This is nothing.
Want to go again?
He has even flown through the air while proving that he doesn't have any cables or wires attached. He will even carry a person into the air with him as he flies around. Copperfield has included random members of his live audience in his magic acts throughout the decades. For example, in this act, he asked to borrow a tie from a young member of the audience.
Jake, step over here, Jake. Can I borrow your tie? Do you mind? I promise to return it to you later.
Copperfield then moves the tie around in ways that are absolutely impossible without supernatural assistance. The tie then appears to move on its own. At the end of his act with the tie, he places it in a closed box where it continues to move around. In 2012, Copperfield did an online interview. One person asked Copperfield, quote, "Are you the devil?" Copperfield responded to the question not by answering no, but by saying, quote, "I don't think so." Copperfield has worked a number of, quote, miracles over the decades. Copperfield also walked through the Great Wall of China. During this event, the camera never cut away at any time. He did this in front of witnesses standing right above the wall. Before Copperfield decides to come out completely on the other side of the wall, he only puts his hands through the wall. He then puts his hands back into the wall. A short time after that, he decides to go completely through the wall. He is then congratulated by the witnesses who saw what he did. Here's an article that ranks the top 10 magicians of all time in their opinion. David Copperfield is listed as the greatest magician of all time. Coming in as the second greatest magician of all time according to this list is Harry Houdini. Houdini died on, quote, Halloween in 1926. This is a picture of Houdini's grave with magician Criss Angel standing on top of it. This is one of Houdini's poster ads. Look at all the demons on the poster. Poster ads have been used by magicians over the last 100 years as a way to get customers and others to come out to see their performances. Ranking at number 4 and 6 on the list are Criss Angel and David Blaine. They will be covered later in this video. Robert Houdin, a famous French magician who died in 1871, is ranked number 7. This is a French book of writings from Houdin titled, quote, How One Becomes a Sorcerer. Notice the demons, especially the large one right behind Houdin. This is another picture in which demons are holding up a picture of Houdin. Number 8 on this list is Harry Blackstone Sr. Blackstone was a famous American magician. He became well known for his performances in the 1930s and 1940s. In Blackstone's poster ads like this one from the 1930s, you can find the clear depiction of demons. On this poster from magician Blackstone, he has 126 demon faces covering the border of the poster ad. In this poster, Blackstone is depicted dressed as a devil. Blackstone's son, Harry Blackstone Jr., also became a famous American magician. He died in 1997 and, like his dad, became one of the most famous magicians in history. In this magic act, Blackstone Jr. doesn't just cause a light bulb to light up without electricity and float in the air. He actually pushes the light bulb out into the audience directly in front of their eyes. Number 9 on this list is the magician Dante. He was considered the greatest magician in the world when he died in 1955. Take a look at Dante's poster ad in which a demon is holding playing cards. It also shows a demon whispering in his ear. This is a clip of one of Dante's performances. Notice that he appears in front of a large image of the devil.
There she rests. She could remain there for hours should I so desire. But watch. Margot, hear me. Are you ready? Then go! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for your pleasure, my assistants and I will present the famous Hindu rope trick.
In this poster, notice how the demonic figure behind Dante looks just like him. You can see that there is at least one demon in all of these Dante poster ads. There were many other famous magicians of the last century, such as the famous American magician Howard Thurston. He died in 1936 and he was considered one of the most famous magicians of his time. According to reports, Thurston would have people pick cards out of a deck. He would then put the cards back into the deck and shuffle them. He would then correctly select the cards that had been chosen by making them rise out of the pack one by one. Notice the demon whispering into his ear on his 1914 promotional poster.